Hello everyone, here we are ready to define the last set of terms for vocabulary from The Great Gatsby. These words are coming from chapters 7 through 9. Here's our first slide with 6 terms on them. I think everybody will know this one word, probably because of a recent movie or a movie not too long ago called Despicable Me. So anyone who is despicable is regarded with distaste, regarded with disgust, regarded with repulsion or disdain, just as Nick sometimes feels that it's despicable that Daisy will not leave Tom, despite the fact that she knows that he's carrying on. If you would like to pursue aesthetic interests, when something is aesthetic, it has a sense of what is beautiful. Having a sense of the arts, of beauty, someone who is aesthetic would be someone who considers himself cultured, not someone who is crass or rude or concerned with things that are ugly. If you ever look at the classifieds, and these are advertisements for jobs, you would sometimes see salary commensurate with success. Commensurate means corresponding. I'm sorry, I should say salary commensurate with experience. So the more experience you have, the more money you might make in this particular job. Commensurate is corresponding. So if you have many years in, you're going to get a higher salary. Corresponding in amount or magnitude or degree. If you're looking for a witness to corroborate your story, you're looking for a witness to confirm it. You want someone to go along with it. If you go back to the pit and the pendulum, you could say that the pit is just another word for an abyss, a deep cavity, a deep hole, a gaping hole. And we know what our character does in order to avoid the abyss. He trips on his robe, and fortunately he doesn't fall all the way in, but he actually is quite lucky in that sense. Of course, at the end, when the sides of the walls start heating up, and in effect are going to push him into the abyss, thank goodness the hand reaches out from General LaSalle, and he is saved. If I'm going to give you an opportunity for some expostulation, I'm asking you to earnestly and kindly protest. We were not listening to his expostulations, his arguments, his remonstrances. Or just argument singular, expostulation. Oh, as a matter of fact, here's one of the words that I was referring to before when we were talking about the pit and the pendulum. How fortuitous it is that all of a sudden General LaSalle shows up. When something happens fortuitously, it happens fortunately, by luck. Something that is marked by chance or luck. How fortuitous that I ran into you today. The word orgiastic comes from the idea of uncontrolled indulgence, over the top. At one point in the novel, Nick says that Daisy's voice is indiscreet. It lacks good judgment. It lacks prudence or care. you follow it up and down wherever it goes. If it's indiscreet, it lacks good judgment. Indiscreet. One thing that Nick admires about Gatsby is his extraordinary gift for hope. He, if I break this word down, is known as being large, magna, anima, large in spirit. There's something magnanimous, something extremely generous about him. Notice how he is so innocent when it comes to Mr. Sloane and the unnamed lady who winds up visiting him along with Tom, and they invite him to dinner, and he actually runs upstairs to get dressed because he doesn't really think that they're being snobby. He literally thinks that they're inviting him over for supper. He has a big heart, large in heart, even though he is a criminal, I suppose. Talk about a paradox, huh? If there are some promises that are inviolate, you're saying that they are unbroken. They cannot be violated. Unbroken, untouched. Undisturbed. For Gatsby, 5 years seem to be interminable. Interminable means lasting a long time, lasting forever. Interminable. Having no limits. He has been so driven for these 5 years. It seems like the longest amount of time. It seemed interminable. Many characters in the book can be considered libertines, an unprincipled person. They don't seem to follow any morals or evince any signs of integrity. An unprincipled person.